On the news tonight, Ondo State Government unveils 30-year development plan to fast-track rapid economic and infrastructure growth. President Tinubu's ministerial list receives credit for more ruling All Progressives Congress victory as nominees appear before Senate for confirmation. Taraba State Government prosecutes 46 persons for illegal mining and deforestation. And from the foreign scene, no fewer than 12 persons died in Thailand fireworks warehouse explosion.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. My name is Timile Falade. The Ondo State Government has unveiled a 30-year development plan targeted at fast-tracking rapid growth of the state. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget Emmanuel Igbason, while speaking with pressmen, said a project tagged Ondo 2054 was being proposed on 4 pillars: prosperous economy, human capital development, administration, environment and infrastructure. Joy Pius reports that the commissioner was flanked by Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology Femi Agagu, the chairman of the State Internal Revenue Service Tolu Adegbie, as well as top government officials.
Christened Ondo 2054, the 30-year development plan is designed in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, and it is aimed towards infrastructure and socio-economic development of all parts of the state, while intimating journalists in Ondo State on the core objective of the project. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget Emmanuel Igbason said the initiative will touch all sectors including education, agriculture, infrastructure, security, gold mining, health policies, and also provide an enabling business environment. Mr. Igbason noted that the long-term development agenda was in line with the provision of the Fiscal Responsibility Law 2017, aiming at providing accelerated growth in Ondo State for the next 30 years, adding that the 18 local government areas of the state would be involved to enable them come up with core areas of developmental need for economic prosperity of the people.
For anyone or nation to experience progress and development, there must be a clear, strategic, and sustainable trajectory which provides the compass that will guide and direct efforts and resources. The future we all desire depends on the visions we have, the strength of the foundations we lay, and the efforts we make today. It is therefore against this realization that the present administration, in compliance with the provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act or Law of 2017, commenced the process of charting a clear path that will not only address our present-day challenges, but provide a highway for accelerated development for the next 30 years in Ondo State.
The commissioner called on residents of Ondo State to support the government in actualizing the plan.
We are naturally positioned to be the pride of Nigerian state and the elegant pride of Africa if we put our acts together. We therefore call on all and sundry to join hands with us as we collectively decide on the best way to harmonize our developmental strides, direct our focus, and concentrate efforts now and in the future to achieve our desire for a greater Ondo State.
Igbason revealed that the government would establish a steering committee with which residents and investors could liaise to actualize the project, noting that successive administrations are expected to key into the vision for a productive and prosperous Ondo State. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
Human rights lawyer Femi Falana says Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and its affiliates can proceed on the August 2 strike and protest as planned, saying the exercise does not translate to contempt of court as averred by the federal government. In a letter to the Ministry of Justice, the Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who is the counsel to the organized labor, argued that no court in the land has issued a perpetual injunction restraining Nigerian workers from participating in peaceful rallies conveyed by NLC. The letter noted that rights to peaceful protest have not been removed from the Nigerian constitution. Meanwhile, Nigeria Labour Congress has commenced mass mobilization ahead of the planned nationwide strike to protest the hardship occasioned by the fuel subsidy removal. Now to electoral matters. The Presidential Election Petition Court sitting in Abuja is getting set to deliver its judgments on the three petitions that are seeking to nullify the election of President Bola Tinubu. As a precursor to the fixing of judgment date, the Justice Haruna Samani-led five-member panel has directed all the parties to appear before it tomorrow to adopt the final briefs of argument. The court, in the notice it sent to the parties, invited them to adopt their written address with respect to the petition that was lodged against President Tinubu by a former vice president and candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), as well as the one that was filed by candidate of the Labour Party (LP), Mr. Peter Obi. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on March 1 announced that Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress won the presidential election that held on February 25 ahead of 17 other candidates that participated in the contest. President Bola Tinubu's ministerial nominees are men and women of proven integrity, candor, and character needed to move Nigeria forward. A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Ondo State, B. Poroye, made the assertion while featuring on Orange FM's current affairs program, Political Digest. Poroye said the president carefully selected the ministerial nominees in ensuring that his administration's mantra, Renewed Hope Agenda, is achieved. The APC chieftain also congratulated Ondo State ministerial nominee, Bumi Tunjojo, describing him as a politician with good antecedents and track records that will immensely benefit Nigeria. He tasked the nominees to ensure that they justify the confidence reposed in them by the President and the people of Nigeria. Meanwhile, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has told ministerial nominees that taking a bow during their appearance before the Senate does not mean they have been cleared or confirmed for any ministerial role. Akpabio made the clarification during the screening of some nominees today. He said the senators will confirm whether the person is qualified or not, but bowing before the hallowed chamber is a tradition all over the world. Among those screened are former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, who is the only chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in the ministerial list, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, the first female ministerial nominee to be screened, and Joseph Usev from Benue State. Commandant of the Nigerian Army School of Electrical and Mechanical Engineering, Osrc, Brigadier General Oladele Arugundade, has remarked graduates of the Armored Fighter Vehicle Maintenance Course 24-23 and others for their zeal to improve the knowledge on the job. He gave the commendation at the Armored Fighter Vehicle Maintenance Course 24-23 in Auchi, Edo State. The report was presented from our studios.
The Commandant, Brigadier General Oladele Arugundade, commended the officers for their zeal to learn and add to what they have already known. According to him, the skills gathered at the training will enable them carry out inspection and repairs on available armored fighting vehicles confidently with little or no supervision. He added that the upgrading Course 32 all-trade graduates are also trained to attain proficiency in their trades and advised them to be diligent in carrying out their assigned duties wherever they are.
Thank you all for your outstanding performances and high sense of responsibility and discipline throughout the duration of your courses. For the graduate students of Armor Fighting Vehicles Maintenance Course Soldiers 24-2023, course objective was to impart the necessary knowledge and skills that will enable you to carry out comprehensive inspection and repairs on all available armor fighting vehicles in our inventory confidently with little or no supervision. Graduate students operating course aim to do all trades, but showing the objective to certify that you attain proficiency in all trades sufficient for you to work with little or no supervision.
Major General Emmanuel Okewole and Lieutenant Colonel Emeka Ejigwe gave a breakdown of the performances of the graduates and commended the commandant for his support.
And assessing the technical project of mechanical engineering wing, the Armor Fighting Vehicle Maintenance Soldiers Course overhauled the lubrication system of a T-55 tank. The operating 32 Armor A Vehicle Maintenance overhauled the track of the MTLD and the steering system. Grade 8, IC grade 13, C grade 19, low C grade 7, and C minus grade 14.
The best graduating students from various courses were awarded for their outstanding performances, while the outstanding instructors were also rewarded by the commandant. The commandant, Brigadier General Arugundade, also inaugurated the Officers Armored Artillery and Electronic Equipment Course 1923, EME Young Officers Course 3327, Warrant Officers Management Course 4823 by 2, Gunboat Maintenance Course 4523, and Tank Gun Maintenance Course 2223.
Members of the National Youth Service Corps NYSC have been advised to serve their fatherland as good representatives of their families and institutions. NYSC Director General Yusau Ahmed, who gave the advice, admonished them to uphold the ideals of the scheme as laid down by its founding fathers by being patriotic, selfless, and loyal to constituted authority. Ahmed also advised them to relate very well with the host communities and leave indelible footprints of good memories. He announced that NYSC has partnered many stakeholders that would give Corps members loans to enable them finance business ideas. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. Would like to take a break now. Do stay with us.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Ẹ Iskilu, báwo la ti fẹ́ sanwó mi?
Farabalẹ̀.
1,000. We go wash play tire o.
Farabalẹ̀ now.
Madam, èló lówó wa?
Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 naira credit. Now you turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
Welcome to Buckingham Parks and Gardens, the epitome of standard and luxury living. Nested amidst nature's beauty, this exquisite real estate development offers you comfort, elegance, and tranquility. Convenience and accessibility are paramount at Buckingham Parks and Gardens. Children from field and recreational centers are not excluded in this world-class aesthetic estate situated at Aisu Road, Owodiede, Oshogbo in Osun State. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this extraordinary community. Contact our sales team today at Bokiam Parks and Garden. Your dream home awaits you.
Agron Homes.
Building cities, communities, and homes.
When it's bright and early, get your breakfast right. Then you need all the nutrients that will hold you tight. Then stay in power, you find it all in peak. Then every move you make, Peak's got you all the way. Yeah. And the peak goes on.
Power on every morning with our Peak protein breakfast to make the most of every day. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
You're welcome back. You're still watching OSRC News at 7, and you can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. For the 6 persons have been prosecuted by the Taraba state government for illegal felling of trees and mining in different parts of the state, the chairman of the task force set up to enforce the suspension of mining and deforestation activities, Jeremiah Ferranza, reiterated that stiffer penalties will be meted out to defaulters. At least 50 trailers moving different species of wood out of Taraba state to different parts of the country were held in Malum community in the suburb of Jalingo, the state capital. Due to the massive deforestation, which poses an environmental threat to the state, a mobile court is prosecuting them for the offense. Taraba Governor Kefas had set up a task force committee to see to the enforcement of the law until reforms are made in the state mining and forestry sectors. The Nigeria Immigration Service (NIS) has warned youths about the dangers inherent in illegal migration and human trafficking, stating that many Nigerian youths have had their organs harvested and perished in the process. Sounding the warning at a sensitization program in Abuja, the service maintained that illegal migration had become rampant following the national socio-economic downturn. Deputy Controller General of Immigration in charge of the Directorate of Migration, Kemi Nandap, who made the remarks in Abuja, noted that besides the fact that over 1,200 youths died in the Mediterranean Sea and deserts last year alone, many of those who reached some countries had their organs harvested by people they trusted. Nandap appealed to youths and those who desired to travel outside the country to approach the immigration service for collection of passports and other documents, adding that the service would also provide information on how they would obtain visas to the country of their choice. The Economic Commission of West African States Authority of Heads of State and Government yesterday in Abuja issued a 7-day ultimatum to the Niger Republic military to release and reinstate President Mohamed Bazoum as the legitimate head of state and government of the landlocked state. But in a swift reaction, the Niger purchase rejected the call and warned ECOWAS against military intervention, reminded the heads of state of a firm determination to defend their country, Niger. The military also issued a warning about the consequences that will flow from any foreign military intervention. Sunday's meeting is at the behest of President Tinubu, who also held bilateral meetings with President Umaru Embalo of Guinea-Bissau, President Idris Deby of Chad, and the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of African Affairs, Michael Health. The Atundeyi family of Akure has announced the death of its matriarch, Mrs. Welola Atundeyi, at the age of 75. Mrs. Atundeyi died during a brief illness on Tuesday, 25th of this month. The departed was a retired nurse who received a state award in 2010 from then Governor Olusegun Mimiko for her dedication to selfless service and steadfastness. She is survived by her husband, Chief Adewale Atundeyi, a retired permanent secretary, sons and daughters, as well as grandchildren, among them Jide Atundeyi, a former chairman of Nigeria Society of Engineers, Akure branch, and Dr. Kolawole Atundeyi. Burial arrangements will be announced by the family in due course. And now to the foreign scene. At least 12 people have been killed and more than 100 others injured after an explosion ripped through a fireworks warehouse in southern Thailand. The blast in the town of Songhai, Kolak, in the southern province of Nari Thawat, is thought to have been caused by welding during construction work on the building. Akintunde Akinshemola has details.
At least a dozen people were killed and over 100 injured when firecrackers kept in a warehouse exploded in southern Thailand. The incident occurred in the border town of Shungai Kolok in Narathiwat province. According to Narathiwat governor, the incident took place when the firecrackers set off a fire in an unauthorized warehouse at the Muno market. The unauthorized warehouse blaze also damaged more than 200 nearby houses, affecting more than 350 people. An unidentified local resident was selling fish when the explosion happened and is still in shock.
It went on for an hour before the explosion stopped. It was chaotic. We stuck to each other here and there. We didn't know what to do.
Some have sought refuge at local shelters, with some staying there as they wait to return to their homes. Authorities are investigating the cause of the tragedy, with initial reports pointing to a welding error at the warehouse. Akintunde Akinshemola for Osrc News.
And now to sports. Students from 7 states will battle for the Oluwarotimi Akeredolu Trophy in the Nigeria Secondary School Flag Football Season 2 National Tournament. Organized by the American Football Association of Nigeria, the week-long tournament, which will take place at the Ondo State Sports Complex, Akure, is geared towards breeding talents to become professionals while transmitting them. Osrc Sahid Aribisala has details.
Ondo State, Southwest Nigeria is a destination choice for the Nigeria Secondary School Flag Football Season 2 National Tournament. And this press conference by the organizer, American Football Association of Nigeria, NAFA, heralds the week-long competition, which features 8 teams from 7 states: Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Akwa Ibom, Kwara, Oyo, and the Federal Capital Territory. National President of the association, Babajide Akeredolu, who was represented by the Secretary General, Lawrence Ojaide, said the association is committed to creating an environment for American football to thrive and make impact in the lives of youths.
Since inception, NAFA has seen remarkable growth with American football, rapidly gaining presence across Nigeria, and we are looking to increase the number of our activities around activities and participation, of course, around the country, having the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. We have been able to penetrate 3 geopolitical zones successfully, and we hope to see that we have the entire 6 geopolitical zone covered in the nearest future.
Secondary school students between the ages of 12 to 18 years in various teams will compete for the Akete Bowl Winners' Trophy from 31st July to August 5, 2023.
we have been able to ensure that we capture our youth through the flag, ensuring that by the time they get to tackle, as rough as the sport may be, it becomes a very safe sport to play. And that is why today you see that flag football is now a part of the school system.
Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development Bamidele Ologunloluwa said Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu remains committed to sports development.
Whatever that has to do with sport development in the state, we ordinarily accommodate it. Let us encourage our wards to be there. Our children are on holidays, so they have no excuse whatsoever not to be present. And we also need to encourage them to be there. Sport is a unifier.
The Vice President, Nigerian School Sports Federation, Emmanuel Ebong, highlighted the importance of merging education with sports as critical for a child's overall development.
We are very delightful to partner with NAFA in ensuring that we engage our youths, especially school children, meaningfully.
Among the successes recorded is that 10 players from Season 1 of the tournament made it to the partner league for the National Football League, while 141 have gained scholarship outside Nigeria.
It is an opportunity for our children that are here, because I know they are secondary school children, to leverage on networking with your fellow friends from other states.
This is first of its kind in Ondo State, and what we are having today is going to bring a lot of development, especially to our youth.
The American Football Association of Nigeria was established with a vision to provide a viable platform for Nigerian youths to utilize the sport for both personal and national development. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Nigeria Super Falcons are through to the round of 16 of the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand after playing out a goalless draw against Ireland today. The result meant Africa's most successful national team of all time finished the group stage unbeaten for the first time ever. The Super Falcons had held Canada to a goalless draw in the first game before edging Australia 3-2. It was the third time that the Super Falcons and ever present at the FIFA Women's World Cup since its inception in 1991 will advance to the knockout rounds of the World Cup. Nigeria head into round of 16 as Group B's second-place team after Australia thrashed Canada 4-0 to top with 6 points. And before we go tonight, let's take another look at the major stories. The Ondo State government has unveiled a 30-year development plan to fast-track rapid economic infrastructure growth in the state. We informed you that President Bola Tinubu's ministerial list continues to receive support from all ruling All Progressives Congress chieftains as the first batch of nominees appeared before Senate for confirmation today. We brought to you also that Taraba State government has prosecuted 46 persons over illegal deforestation and mining in the area. And from the foreign scene, you heard that no fewer than 12 persons have died in Thailand after a fireworks warehouse explosion. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.